If you're not wealthy yet, it's not because you're lazy, it's because you're on the wrong road. In the Millionaire Fastlane, MJ DeMarco challenges the traditional belief that wealth comes from decades of saving, investing, and waiting until retirement. He labels this mindset the sidewalk and the slow lane, paths that lead to financial dependence, not freedom. DeMarco outlines three financial roads: the sidewalk, living paycheck to paycheck, instant gratification and debt, no long-term plan, a lifetime of financial stress; the slow lane, stable job plus saving, long-term investing, delayed freedom after 40 years, heavy dependence on markets and employers, too slow and too uncertain for true wealth; the fast lane, business systems that separate from income, scalable value creation, ownership instead of labor, the only path to significant wealth in a short time frame. The core principle is simple: wealth is not about time, it's about value. The Fastlane Commandments. DeMarco introduces Cent Esht as a framework to evaluate business ideas. Control. You control the business. Entry. High barriers to entry. Need. Solves real problems. Time. Decouples income from time. Scale. Unlimited growth potential. Fail any of these, and you're not on the fast lane. Ownership is everything. Employees, freelancers, and even many investors still trade time for money. Fastlane wealth comes from owning systems, products, platforms, software, brands, and media that generate value independently. The book is confrontational by design. Its message is uncomfortable, but clear. Choose pain now or choose pain forever. Next, we'll explore how the Fastlane mindset can be applied to modern businesses, technology, and personal wealth-building strategies.
So, what if almost everything we've been taught about getting rich is, well, just plain wrong? Today, we're diving into MJ DeMarco's The Millionaire Fastlane and his huge idea that your financial destiny isn't some random thing that happens to you. It's a choice you make between three very, very different roads.
And let's just start with a really provocative question, shall we? Is the whole get rich slow thing a lie? You know the drill. Go to school, get a safe job, save 10%, and retire when you're 65. DeMarco argues that this isn't a plan for wealth. It's a plan that forces you to trade away your best, most vibrant years for a pile of money you'll be too old to really enjoy. You see, DeMarco frames the whole idea of wealth as a road trip. And that's key. It's not just about getting to the finish line. To have a successful trip, you need the whole package: a good map, a reliable vehicle, clear roads, and the right speed. If you're missing even one of those pieces, you're probably not going to get very far.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to break down that whole road trip formula. Then, we'll explore the three different paths people take: the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. After that, we'll get into the actual rules for building a fast lane business. And finally, we'll talk about what all this means for you.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the road trip itself. It's so easy to think that wealth comes from some single magical event, like winning the lottery or a stock popping off. But the truth, it's a process. And that process has 4 ingredients that absolutely have to be there. So here they are, the 4 key ingredients. Your roadmap, that's your financial belief system, which path you're on. Your vehicle, that's you. It's your knowledge, your discipline, the whole package. Your roads are the actual paths you take, like your career or business. And finally, your speed. That's all about how fast you can turn ideas into action. You can't just nail one of these and ignore the others. It doesn't work that way.
All right, let's look at the first road, the one that is, unfortunately, the most crowded, the sidewalk. This is the fast track to financial instability, and you'd be surprised how many people are on it, even people with high incomes.
The unofficial motto of the Sidewalker is live for today. They're all about that instant gratification over any kind of long-term planning, which means they're almost always living paycheck to paycheck. And what that really means is they're just one surprise away: a car repair, a dental bill, from total financial disaster.
And this really breaks down the whole Sidewalker mindset. To them, debt isn't some scary thing. It's a tool. It's how you get that new car or that vacation right now. Time? It feels like it'll last forever. And money is just there to be spent, and let's be honest, to be shown off. Their entire financial equation is designed to lead to one place: poverty. It doesn't matter how big the paycheck is.
Now, let's talk about the second path, the one that many of us are probably on right now:
The slow lane. This is the safe route, the one that's socially approved, the one we're all told is the smart, responsible thing to do.
This quote just hits you right in the gut, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the fundamental trade-off of the slow lane. You grind away for 5 days a week, often at a job you don't even love, all for just 2 days of freedom. You are literally trading the majority of your life for a tiny little piece of it.
And if you actually do the math on that trade, it is bleak. When you trade 5 days of your life for 2 days of freedom, you are getting a negative 60% return on your time. And time is your most valuable, non-renewable asset. All of a sudden, that safe plan starts to look incredibly risky. Okay, this table right here is the absolute core of this entire idea. Just look at the differences. For the sidewalker, debt is for fun. For the slow laner, it's evil. But for the fast laner, it's a useful tool to build systems. Or look at time. A sidewalker thinks it's endless. A slow laner trades it for money. But a fast laner sees it as their most important asset. Seriously, take a second and see which one of these columns feels most like you right now.
And that brings us to the third path, the fast lane. Now, this isn't about working yourself to death. It's a completely different way of thinking. It's based on building business systems that give you two critical things, control and leverage.
DeMarco uses a great little story to explain this. Imagine two ancient Egyptians, Azure and Chuma. They're both told to build a pyramid. Azure, who thinks like a slow laner, gets right to work. He starts dragging these massive stones by hand. It's brutal, backbreaking, linear work, and his progress is just painfully slow.
But Chuma, he does something different. He doesn't move a single stone. Instead, he disappears into a shed and spends his time designing and building this crazy, complex machine. While Azure is sweating in the sun, Chuma is building a system. And once that machine is done, it moves stones exponentially faster than Azure ever could. Chuma didn't just work harder, he built a system that did the work for him.
Chuma's machine is a perfect example of the driving force behind the fast lane, what DeMarco calls the law of affection. And this law is simple. Your wealth is directly proportional to the number of lives you impact. You get rich by affecting a ton of people in a small way, or by affecting a few people in a massive way.
The formula is actually super simple. Your net profit equals the number of units you sell, that's your scale, times the profit you make on each unit, that's your magnitude. So if you want to make $1 million, you can either sell 1 million people a $1 product, or you can sell 1,000 people a $1,000 service. It's all about affecting millions. But, and this is a big but, not just any old business is a fast lane business. It has to pass a critical test, the 5 fast lane commandments, and you can remember them with the easy acronym NECST. First, need. Does your business solve a real problem people have? Businesses that solve pain points make money. Second, entry. Is it hard to get into this business? If anyone can start it in an afternoon with $50, it's not a strong path. Third, control. Are you in charge? You have to own your business, not be at the mercy of some franchise or platform. Fourth, scale. Can this thing get huge? Can it go beyond your town or your city? And number 5, time. Can the business make money without you being there every single second? If your business idea fails even one of these tests, it's not a true fast lane opportunity.
So, after going through all 3 of these paths, the spotlight comes right back around to you, because this isn't just some abstract financial theory. It's about the real choices you are making every single day.
The main message here is so powerful. Being poor isn't really a lack of money. It's the result of your choices. Your financial situation right now is a direct reflection of the road you've chosen to be on. But here's the amazing part. You can choose a different road. You can make that choice right now.
And this visual just brings it all together perfectly. In this whole road trip of life, you're not just the person in the driver's seat. You are the vehicle. You're the engine, the transmission, the wheels, and most importantly, your choices, they're the steering wheel. You can turn it and change direction anytime you want.
So that really just leaves one last question. We've looked at the 3 maps, the sidewalk that leads to instability, the slow lane that's a 40-year gamble, and the fast lane that's built on a system. The only thing left to figure out is which road will you choose? Because that choice, as always, is entirely yours.